You know the exact sound. You could be dead asleep in the middle of a phone call or just trying to drink a single cup of coffee while it's still hot. Suddenly, it cuts through the house, that sharp, demanding, rhythmic wail. Your biological alarm bells go off. Your heart rate spikes. You drop whatever you're doing and rush into the nursery, bracing yourself for a disaster. But the second your foot crosses the threshold, the crying stops, instantly. It's replaced by a cheeky, radiant smile. They kick their legs, totally fine. No tears, no fever, no missing pacifier. As a parent, your first reaction is intense, rushing relief. But right on the heels of that relief comes a creeping, slightly frustrating suspicion. Wait a minute, did I just get played? Is my 7-month-old manipulating me? If you have ever felt this way, you are not alone, and you are not imagining things. Your baby is faking it, but they are not doing it out of malice, vanity, or a desire to ruin your coffee break. They are actually conducting a highly sophisticated, breathtakingly complex scientific experiment. And the most fascinating part? You are their primary test subject. Today, we are going to look inside the rapidly expanding mind of your infant, decode the secret language of the fake cry, and uncover the incredible developmental milestone it represents. Chapter 1: The Anatomy of the Fake Cry. To understand what is happening in your baby's brain, we first have to identify the behavior. The fake cry rarely happens in the first few months of life. When you have a newborn, every single cry is a genuine 5-alarm emergency. Newborns are entirely reactive. They feel a sensation, hunger, cold, a wet diaper, a sudden noise, and their brain stems trigger an involuntary acoustic reflex. They cry because they literally have no other physical option to survive. But right around the 6, 7, or 8-month mark, something miraculous happens in their cognitive development. They start to realize that they are a separate entity from you. You'll start to notice very specific patterns that give away the fake cry. The first is the pause and check. This is when your baby lets out a dramatic wail, but then suddenly goes completely silent for about 3 seconds. During this silence, they stare intently at the doorway. They are listening. They are waiting to hear your footsteps. If they don't hear you coming, they fire off a second louder volley. The second pattern is the dry eye wail. Maximum volume, peak dramatic performance, but absolutely zero tears. When you see these signs, it's easy to project adult psychology onto them. We associate faking it with deception, manipulation, and narcissism. We think they are just acting spoiled, but infants do not have the cognitive capacity for malice or manipulation. Their frontal lobes, the part of the brain responsible for complex planning and deception, won't be fully developed for another 20 years. So, if it's not manipulation, what is it? Chapter 2: The Tiny Scientist and the Law of Contingency. What you are witnessing is the birth of cause and effect. In developmental psychology, this era of your baby's life is categorized within Jean Piaget's sensorimotor stage. For the first half year of their life, your baby thought they were just a passive observer in the universe. Things just happened to them. Food appeared, blankets appeared, you appeared. But suddenly millions of new neural connections are formed, and a monumental cognitive light bulb switches on. They realize, I have agency. They realize that their actions can actually alter their environment. They become tiny, obsessed scientists, and their absolute favorite field of study is physics and human behavior. They drop a spoon off the high chair to see if gravity still works today, and they use the fake cry to test the most powerful force in their world, you. In psychology, this is known as exploring contingencies. A contingency is a predictable relationship between two events. If I do X, then Y will happen. Your baby is putting a hypothesis out into the world. If I make this specific vocal frequency, the giant warm person who brings the milk will appear. Every single time you walk through that door in response to a fake cry, you are the data proving their hypothesis correct. They aren't trying to annoy you. They are essentially flipping the light switch in the room on and off over and over again, just to make sure the electricity of your love and attention is still working. Chapter 3. Serve and Return and Social Architecture. But it goes even deeper than cause and effect. The fake cry is the foundation of your baby's future social intelligence. Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child uses a brilliant term for this: serve and return. Imagine a game of tennis. Your baby serves a ball over the net by making a sound babbling, or in this case, fake crying. They then wait for you to return the ball by making eye contact, speaking to them, or picking them up. These serve and return interactions are the actual physical building blocks of your baby's brain architecture. When you respond to their fake cry, you are physically wiring their brain for communication, empathy, and social connection. Before they have the complex motor skills required to form consonants and vowels, crying is the only tool they have in their communication toolbox. They are practicing the rhythm of conversation. They speak, you answer. They are learning that communication is a two-way street. If we ignore these bids for attention because we think they are just faking it, we actually interrupt that critical serve and return loop. We miss an opportunity to build their social confidence. Chapter 4. Attachment Theory and the Secure Base. Finally, we have to look at the emotional weight of the fake cry through the lens of attachment theory, pioneered by psychologist John Bowlby. Right around the time the fake cry starts, babies also begin to develop object permanence, the understanding that things still exist even when they can't see them. But early on, this concept is incredibly fragile, especially when it comes to you. When you leave the room, your baby's primitive brain sometimes panics. Did they vanish forever? Am I alone in the wilderness? The fake cry is an emotional tether. They throw it out into the dark to see if it catches on you. When you respond, you are reinforcing what psychologists call a secure base. You are proving to them that no matter where they are, no matter what they are doing, you are their safe harbor. You will always come back. When a baby learns that their caregiver is reliable and responsive to their non-emergency cries, they actually grow up to be more independent, not less. Because they have absolute certainty that their secure base is solid, they feel brave enough to eventually go out and explore the world on their own. So let's translate this behavior. The next time you are interrupted by that dramatic, tearless wail, reframe it in your mind. Your baby isn't saying, "I want to manipulate you into serving me." They are saying, "I am practicing my voice. I am testing the physics of my world. I am checking to make sure my favorite person in the universe is still connected to me." It is a massive, beautiful developmental leap. It means their cognitive, social, and emotional intelligence are firing on all cylinders. And more importantly, it means they trust you enough to run the experiment. You aren't being played. You are doing an amazing job, and your baby is developing perfectly because you have shown them that the world is a responsive, safe place. I want to hear from you. What is your baby's absolute favorite way to fake cry or grab your attention when you're busy? Do they do the pause and check, or do they have a totally different strategy? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. If you found this dive into the infant mind helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with another parent who might be desperately hiding in the bathroom right now, wondering if their baby is outsmarting them. Stay curious, take a deep breath, and I will see you in the next one.